Every society that is capitalist is therefore confronted with a tremendous problem. Every worker is going to sooner or later be affected by this kind of a downturn because it hits this industry one time, that industry the other, this industry. If you don't do something to make it hit a particular group of people, the same people all the time, you're going to make all workers crazy as they worry whether this time it's going to be me, or next time it's going to be me, or next time it's going to be my cousin, or whatever. So all societies try to make the suffering happen to a particular group of people. Let me show you how the Europeans do it. The way the Europeans solved this problem was by immigrants who have funny names in Europe. Gastarbeiter, a guest worker. Arbeiter is a German word for worker. A guest worker. In France, they would bring people from North Africa across the Mediterranean. When the economy was okay, they brought them in to work. And then the middle, the economy turned down, 3, 4, 5 years. They pack them on a boat and send them back. Then you don't have to give them unemployment insurance. You don't have to give them any Social Security. You don't have to give them anything other than a cheap ticket on a leaky boat. Takes only a few hours. You're across. You're back in Morocco or Tunisia or Algeria. In the rest of Europe, you bring them from Turkey. You bring them from the Middle East. You bring them from the far. In England, you bring them from whatever's left of the British Empire. Jamaicans, Trinidadians, South Africans, Botswana people come to England. And then when you don't need them, chuck them. We had that here in the United States. Puerto Rican people played that role for quite a while. But we didn't need it quite so much because we have an in-house group that has played that role. Black people. The slaves or the ex-slaves. Last hired, first fired. That's another way of saying the victims of the ups and downs. When it's up, you get hired. But the minute it turns down, why? Because it could give then and sustain in the white population the illusion that that unemployment wasn't because of the system, but it was because something's wrong with those black people. They're losing their job because they're not working hard, or they're not this, or whatever you have. You could deflect the anger built up by an unstable system, not on the system that's unstable, but on its victims as if they're to blame. It's like blaming the woman who has a tight blouse for being attacked sexually, instead of understanding that there's a loose screw loose in the person who does such a thing. You blame the victim by finding something to make them the cause of what has happened to them. It's very powerful the way societies have adjusted to the instability of capitalism and the effort not to face it and recognize what the problem is.